Hi, everybody. This is Rita. So, sorry, we're starting a little bit late. Robbie's going to be joining me here in a minute, and we like to do a midday movement and meditation practice. We like to start with brain gym and then move on to some yogic type postures, and then we find a comfortable position to meditate. So I'm just going to adjust this camera. Still working with technology here. Okay. So first we start with brain gym. And brain gym is an integrative movement modality. And we'll start just with our feet underneath the hips and one hand with your thumb and index finger right below the collarbones. So right in this space right here in the hollows, and then just rubbing in those spaces. If you can get skin top contact, that's great. And then one hand at the belly of the solar plexus, the upper part. Hello.
Hello.
This is Robbie, if you have not seen him before. Starting to feel the breath, bringing in the day. We're at the half day point. Feeling the floor that's squeaky under the feet. If you'd like, no matter what's happening in the day, you can bring just a little smile to the edge of your mouth. Just lets the nervous system know that everything is okay. Switching hands, so whatever hand you were using before. And the fingers, the placement of the thumb and index fingers, we're in an acupuncture point. It helps if you'd like to place the tongue at the roof of the mouth behind the teeth. And then you can cast the eyes down, which is also very calming. So we start to reduce the input to the senses. And when we do that, we can automatically start to calm the senses. If you'd like, you can move the eyes left and right, which helps the eyes know that it has more of a range of motion than usually what technology allows for. And then pausing from that, eyes back to center, and we'll do our cross crawl.
Opposite hand to opposite knee, and just back and forth.
You trying to synchronize it? Yeah. Okay. And then we go to the back whenever you feel ready. And if you feel at some point that you just need to keep doing the movement, it seems good, that's fine. Crossing the arms and the legs over midline is very integrative, but it also helps the body just to balance. And I don't know that there's any scientific data for this, but the idea is to balance the left and right side of the brain. If anything, we're definitely stimulating both sides, but there's something about crossing midline that does this. Okay, and then this next one, crossing right over left or left over right, whatever preference you have right now, and then the hands in front of you, palms facing together, one arm over the other. Turn the palms facing in, thumbs are down, link the fingers, and then bring the fist towards the chest, under and over. And then you can pause here, equalizing the breath between the inhalation and exhalation. If you'd like, you can bring the thumb to the chin. That has a particularly good grounding feeling. So you're pressing down with the feet and pressing with the thumb at the tip of the chin here. And then again, the tongue can be at the roof of the mouth. If you'd like, you can turn the eyes from side to side. Just widening the field for the eyes. When we're at the computer all day, the eyes, or on the phone, the eyes start to have a narrower field, a narrower range. And the brain naturally will cut out anything it's no longer using. So, like you can do some circles, figure eights with the eyes. And then pausing there, we'll switch the hands and the legs. And any variation of that is fine. You can keep the legs the way they are. Switch the hands. Allowing the breath to settle. Making sure you don't have discomfort or pain as you do this. The idea is to feel supported even as you're doing the movement. So you can also just lean against a wall. You can do these in sitting. But if you've been sitting all day, it's nice, if you can, to move into a different position. So how about if we do a couple of just reaching for the sky, doing that. Okay. So Robbie was showing me this the other day. It's a type of an elephant where we're just reaching up and then like between the legs or on the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if you have a preference, you can either your arms come down. You can either go between the legs or beside the legs. Doesn't matter.
Ooh, that feels good. So widening the legs apart, that's kind of good. I like that.
Yeah.
Inhale up and exhale down one more time or two more times. If you'd like, you can let the arms come up, reach up, and then turn the heels in just a little bit with your feet wider than the mat. And then we just do a couple of knee bends here. This is your favorite. I know squats. You love squats. You can start to move the arms. Do that. You can tell us when to stop, Bobby. Do one more. One more. Okay. Wonderful. So I think something that's always nice is to shake off any tension from the day. Start to wriggle one hand, an arm, shoulder, and then the other. Wriggling the arms and shoulders, and then trunk, and then the leg, the other leg, and if you can do both legs, you don't need to be here. If you'd like, you can do a little jogging in place. Awesome. Well, I'm not sure what the weather is like where you all are, but it's gotten warm here overnight, which is a blessing for sure. And now we're sweating, which I like. Okay, so shall we do tree? Yeah. Okay, so just to warm up the hips a little bit. So we'll warm up in the hips. The other way. And I think we're warming this up, getting used to standing here in this position, but it might be a good idea before we go into tree just to do a couple of movements specific to the spine, 6 movements of the spine. So bringing your feet underneath the hips, so we're standing in Tadasana and pressing down through the feet, the ball and heel of the foot, just rock back and forth just so you can feel the sensation of the feet. And side to side. Yeah. And then hands in the front of the hips. So pressing down with the feet, squeezing the thighs up, and pressing the pelvis forward into the hips so that you can lift up through the chest as a lower body contracts. Inhale, exhale. Great. So this movements of the spine that I was talking about was when we do this, hands on the thighs, and we inhale and exhale, rounding the back, and we'll just do that a couple of times. And see if you can initiate the movement from the lower back before you bring the head in. Okay, great. And then while we're in this position, this kind of semi-squat position, we'll turn to one side. So bringing the opposite hand to the outer opposite thigh. So right hand to outer left thigh, left hand on the back of the tailbone, or on the tailbone. I guess back is right, back of the tailbone. And taking a breath here, I'm breathing into the left rib cage. Is this your favorite? Breathing into the hips. One more breath. And then inhale forward, and we'll exhale to the other side. Breathing into the right rib cage and feeling the expansion of the ribs moving out to the side. Inhale, exhale, one more breath. And then coming back up, inhaling to center, and then coming back up to stand. So, do you want to do a wave or the tree? Just wave a little bit, side to side, reaching out through the sideways. Reach up with one side, then the other, to a place that is comfortable, not so you're straining. I like to challenge myself a little bit, so I like to feel the outer edges of the stretch. But for some people, that's not a good place to start. So finding pain-free range is also really, really good. It's really good. And then coming back to center. So you want to do tree? So Robbie's going to show us how to do tree. I'm going to do this against the wall so that for any of you, you can follow me or follow him. Either way, start with the right leg. Okay.
So, standing firm, the feet underneath the hips, and leaning on the right leg and just putting pressure down on the right leg and taking the left foot, resting the heel on the ankle. Then, if you want to, you don't have to, you can bring it up to below the knee, not on the knee. Then, you can stay here if you want to, but I am going to bring my foot up above the knee, not on the knee. You don't want it on the knee. Then I'm just going to pause here. 3 breaths. Hands to the chest. Then breathe in and breathe out. Like that.
Okay.
Now we're gonna go to the left leg. So stand firm. Bring your yoga mat if you have one. And leaning, putting pressure on the left leg and taking the right foot, resting it against the ankle. Then, if you want to, bringing it below the knee. Okay. Then, you can stay here, but if you want to. But if you want to, you can bring your foot above the knee, not on the knee, and 3 breaths. Enhance the chest. And inhaling. And exhaling. And breathing. Pull it down.
Awesome. Just getting a sense of the body and feeling the difference in the side body and the front and the back. As we move, you might be aware that we're creating more volume, more spaciousness in different parts of the body. So would you like to be down on the floor and do maybe push or sit? Okay. So why don't we do one more standing pose, a warrior pose?
Okay.
So we're going to do one more standing pose, a warrior pose. Actually, we'll do 2 more, warrior, and then we'll do the head over under heart, okay?
Okay.
So step forward with the left foot. The front knee is over the front ankle, and that back foot is at a 45-degree angle. And if you'd like, you can just stay right here with the hands at the hips, squeezing the hips, the muscles of the hips in towards center, and you'll feel a stretch in this hip, in the right hip. Now, if at any time your knees start to hurt, just check to make sure everything is facing forward, the pelvis. If that back knee is giving you discomfort, you can always turn the heel to face center. So pressing up here, and we'll inhale, lifting up through the chest and really opening the heart to the sky, even as we press with the feet down into the earth. Earth and sky, and we're between, the bridge between earth and sky. And we'll breathe here 2 more breaths. And 1 more. And then exhaling the arms down. And then stepping your feet together. How does that feel?
Better.
Better? Okay, so pausing here, noticing the difference between the left and the right. And then we'll shift our weight over onto the right leg, keeping the right leg strong. Inhale the left leg, stepping it back. And then we can have this back foot at about a 45-degree angle, front knee over the front ankle. And again, making sure the hips are turned towards the front, squeezing the hips in towards center. Lifting up through the chest here, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then if you'd like, you can lift the arms up. One more breath. And then inhale, reaching up with the hands. Exhale, the arms down. And then step your feet together. Sensing the body, just feeling the presence of the feet on the earth. Any kind of quality of mind, emotion, and quality of tension and ease in the body. And then we'll make our way down to the mat. And why don't we do 2 more? So we'll do, I'm sorry, I forgot one more. We should do this one. Yeah, this one. I'm sorry, everybody. So we're going to do so place your hands on your thighs if you'd like, and then just come over, and you can rest the body on the thighs, so letting the head hang and the arms hang. If you'd like, you can also straighten the knees, but for some people, their hamstrings are not that lengthened. So it's good to be able to find a position of ease here. And this pose is really a great pose for moving fluid in the back and lower lungs. With allergies, we have more mucus
It's springtime here in this area and many places in the northern hemisphere. And so when we breathe into the lower lungs in this way, we start to mobilize and move these fluids out so that it doesn't become a breeding ground for viruses. 2 more breaths here. And then letting the hands come down to the floor, and we'll make our way down to sitting. And we're going to do a core activation here. So the hands are behind you, elbows bent and squeezed towards the midline. And then bending the elbows, leaning back, lifting the knees, and then the feet. And then just pedaling. Now there are other more challenging ways to do this if you feel that you need it. Otherwise you can pause and then do one, pause and do the other. If you want more challenge, you can do the legs straight and hold it. And then coming down. Now we'll make our way onto the belly. So we'll do it's good when you're moving in one direction, it's good to do what's called a counter movement in the other. So in this case, we've been folding forward, we're gonna fold in the other direction. So let's just start first with the elbows under the shoulders, and we'll round the back and the head, and then lifting up and just synchronizing that with the breathing. Does that feel good? And just stretching, we're also stretching the front, the core, in another way. Helps to press the pelvic bone into the floor as we do these movements. Keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. And pausing here. Just feeling the body and the breathing as you take some deep breaths in and exhale. And then gently lowering your head, your forehead to your hands. And we'll place actually the forehead on the floor and the arms by our sides, palms up. And then synchronizing the breathing again here, we'll, as we press the pelvic bone into the floor, inhale the head up, the shoulders, arm. And then exhale. Oh, you want to do the legs. Okay, so you can add the legs. I sometimes find it helps to just warm up with the arms, shoulders first, or with the legs first. You can do them separately, and then do them all together. Making sure to press that front pelvic bone into the floor. You can use a mat if it's sore. And we'll do that 1 or 2 more times if you'd like. You can have the arms in front of you like Superman. Okay. And then we'll go on to our back. And we'll do if you'd like, if you know how to do pigeon pose, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, we're going to lie on our back and do a modified kind of pigeon pose. You can put your head that way so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, and then just place your right ankle on top of the left knee and slide the arms through, bringing the left knee towards the chest. You feel stretched. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And raise and lower the leg. And then we're going to switch to the other leg. So uncrossing the legs, hugging the knees, and then bringing the left ankle on top of the right knee and threading the arms through and pulling the knee to chest. I'm going to turn so people can see what I do. Great. If you have an inversion pose that you like to do, you're welcome to do that now. As we finish up our practice here, can you see me from there? I can't see it. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to end with a dead bug and or any inversion that you'd like to do. Do you want to do an inversion? Okay, so why don't you model dead bug for everybody, and I'm going to do it this time. Dead bug is when you lie on the floor and then raise the legs up, pressing the heels towards the ceiling. Palms are facing each other and the middle fingers are reaching for the sky. So your dead bug. See that? Yeah. Okay, why don't you model that for everybody? Okay. And actually, I'll just stay with you and do that. And we'll do a couple more breaths here. Okay, so getting your body ready for Shavasana, finding a comfortable position where you can lie down and be comfortable in temperature. If you need a blanket, go ahead and get one. And relaxing the body. Go ahead and lie down. Shavasana. So go ahead and lie down. We're doing Shavasana. It's a total relaxation after you do yoga, and then we're going to sit up. Okay, so we're going to do Shavasana, just our practice here for a moment. Feeling, relaxing the body. Just letting the body be calm. Letting your breath be the guide. Entering. Letting the breathing be your gateway into the body, into deeper awareness, into deeper calm. So if you can, lengthen the breath to the count of 4 or 5. Breathing along through the nostrils and down the back of the throat to the heart. And then breathing out for the count of 5. And continuing to do that breathing in a way that gives you comfort, equalizing between inhalation and exhalation. Relaxing the jaw and the tongue rests in the mouth. Letting the root of the tongue relax. Relaxing the area around the eyebrows and the space between the eyebrows. Letting your breathing continue. Let you come in. Thoughts moving by. Quality of emotions moving by. Tension moving by. And just as the breathing was our gateway to come deeper into the body, we'll continue with our breathing as we transition, letting the breathing be our gateway into the awareness of the outer world. So starting to wriggle the fingers and the toes, and turning the head from side to side. How we come out of releasing tension is just as important as the time we took to come into relaxation. And then easily, carefully turning onto the right side, and resting on your shoulder and just pausing here for a moment, letting the body settle. The knees are up towards the chest and the left hand is in front of the chest. And then pressing the hand into the floor and coming up into sitting. And we're going to do a sitting practice here. You can use the wall or a chair to support you as we go into our sitting meditation. Just continue to keep the eyes cast down or the eyes closed. And we'll meditate here for about 5 minutes. In our practice together, Ravi and I will place a hand at the heart and the hand at the solar plexus, at the diaphragm, as a way of checking in and offering tenderness, as well as gratitude for our heart and our ability to breathe and our ability to be autonomous in our health and in our care. Self-care. Taking the time you need to get in a position that's of comfort to you, that really helps you settle and relax and have peace. Sometimes it can be really hard. There's just some days where sitting just isn't working. It's okay to acknowledge and recognize that for what it is and be in a position that will help you the most. And finding your heart in the midst of practice helps you to find your heart in the midst of life. In our self-care practices, we want to cultivate that rather than making it into a forced march. peace and heart. Following the breath in and out, inhalation, exhalation. Just letting the breathing come into balance, and if you have an anchor that's particularly calling to you, you can use the breathing or the sensation of the palms of your hands, the feeling of the sit bones or the feet as you ground. Your breathing, your anchor, be your resting place. Come back again and again. And letting go of all technique, all anchors, all way of doing things. Noticing the sensations of the body and the world around you. If you're lying on the floor, you can gently transition to one side so that your body has ease. And if you are sitting, you can gently open your eyes, keeping your eyes closed down. And then if you're sitting, pressing yourself up into sitting. And feeling the body and the breathing. And being aware of what is working. All of what was working here in this moment as we practice here together in this moment, our breathing, our connections that we form with each other, our willingness to experience ease and also discomfort, and the wisdom that arises from this pause. May we recognize the goodness of life inside and around us. May our practice benefit all beings. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.